Good people, what is going on? It's another Monday in the world of professional wrestling talk. And there are many other spots that you could possibly go to and talk about professional wrestling. But you choose to roll in and holler at your boys. This is your guy, Cool McCain, your host, Monarchs of Wrestling. And I am joined, as always, by the other half of the phenomenal twosome, my boy, the Playmaker. Playmaker. It's good, man.
You could say duo. You said that twosome.
Got to, sir. Got to do something different. Everybody say duo. We ain't like everybody else.
They already know that. What you mean?
And
That's
shout out
it.
to Real Wise Radio, first live radio stream on Real Wise Radio for the Monarchs. So hey, we excited, man. We're trying to make this thing happen. Trying to give y'all some great wrestling content. And I got too far off the rails on a regular basis. Y'all know what we do. If it's your first time hearing us, listening to us, seeing us, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are catching us on any other platform, we would greatly appreciate if you would go to YouTube, go up to that search bar that you see at the top, type in real quick, at Real Play Callers, hit that search button, gonna pop up, go to the video, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. That would greatly help your boys grow what we're doing. Um, and just let more people see the wonderfulness that is your Monarchs of Wrestling.
Well, all the pleasantries are out the way. We got some wrestling to talk about.
We got a couple of comments here. We'll throw out real quick. So Damien says, botch at the castle was great. Laugh out loud. Lots of botches, but people only want to talk about one. But we will get there. We'll definitely talk about that, Mr. Hernandez. He also says, to some pause, sir, pause. Laugh out loud. See, sir, you need prayer. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to keep it moving. But first thing first, guys. We always started off TNA. So we had Against All Odds. So we're just going to kind of go through the card for you, right? So on the countdown, we had Sami Callihan versus Jonathan Gresham. Sami Callihan got his win back. Kushida came out and helped Sami Callihan beat Jonathan Gresham, but Sami Callihan gets the win. That's the record books. So, that's that. Not too shocking of an outcome, because Gresham won the first one. You know how the TNA is with new guys or newer guys. It's kind of like back and forth. We don't want anybody to look real bad. We don't want anybody to look real good.
Yeah, no toy.
Yeah, that's TNA logic, man. That's all I can, TNA logic.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. It was right there. It was literally right there.
Damien does say it's a little too late for that. It's never too late for prayer, sir. It's never too late for prayer. Never too late. So the system comes out. They do an interview, and they talk about how they're going to win all the championship matches tonight. So the first championship that's up for grabs is half of the World Tag Team Championships, and that's Alicia Edwards and her partner Masha Slamovich against the Hex. For those of you not aware, it's Allison Kay and Marty Bell. You've heard those names before. Marty Bell definitely was a prominent part of TNA Knockouts division a few years ago when she was in the Dollhouse faction. Really weird. Long story short, for part one of the proclamation, they were correct. Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich did win the match, so they have their belts still. All right, then next match, Mike Santana and Steve Macklin against the Rack Schools, and that's Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. Playmaker, I know you not a big TNA guy. But if I were to tell you Mike Santana and Steve Macklin were wrestling two guys named the Rascals, Trey McGill and Zachary Wentz, who do you think would win that match?
I have no idea.
Well, Mike Santana and Steve Macklin won. They beat the Rascals.
That's like a coin flip. They flip a coin.
Yeah, and the reason it happened is because Macklin and Santana had been enemies, but now they shook hands. They have mutual respect. They're buddies.
Oh, we're frenemies now.
Yeah, yeah. So it kind of went that way. All right. AJ Francis came out, disrespected Chicago. We were shocked by that. Him and Rich Homie
Like,
Swan had a match with PCO or Pico, whichever way. Some people say one, some people say the other. It doesn't really matter. But he's like this weird Frankenstein type character. Pico won. We'll say PCO. PCO won. He even beat up AJ Francis at ringside because he tried to do a tag team thing, or not technically tag team, but you know what I'm saying. Steph DeLander, Pico has been after her. PCO has been after her. So she said she will go on a date with him. So she's going on a date with Frankenstein. Weird storyline. Don't know where they're going with it, but do you think?
don't matter. Bravo. He got a date. Bravo.
You've been trying for like, it feel like 2 months or more. Probably just a couple of weeks, really, though. All right, so next we had the
score the date.
Man got a date. So next we had the TNA World Tag Team Championship match. We had the System, that's Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, against Alicia Edwards versus the Namath Boys, Nick and Ryan, for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. At one point in this match, Moose even came out to support his guys and make sure that they won. So basically, long story short, Boston Knee Party, the System are still the World Tag Team Champs, as we predicted last week. Nothing's happening that we didn't expect, so that's fine. All right. Then we go after that. Still got a couple of more things to talk about, right? We know Jordan Grace had a match. We're going to talk about that. We know that Moose had a match. But first, we get Joe Hendry against Frankie Kazarian. Frankie beat Joe Hendry. They're kind of moving Joe Hendry up the card, but they're doing it in a smart way. They're not doing the super mega push. They're doing you're getting better matches. You win some, you lose some. How you actually make guys better. So we'll see what the end game is with Joe Hendry. He was so low on the card before that it's a welcome push up the card just for fresh faces. You kind of get tired of seeing the same people on top. Good or bad. No one wants to see the same 5 people always successful and everybody else is there. And it gets old very quickly. All right. Then we have, of course, the X Division match. Mustafa Ali versus Trent Seven. Of course, Mustafa Ali wins. So no sir. Then we had Josh Alexander and Eric Young, another one that was kind of thrown together tag teams against ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Of course, ABC won this match because they're actually established tag team. They have a story. They fought each other last week to get ready for this, and so we got that. So ABC's on a winning streak, probably going to end up tag team champions at some point in the near future, but that's okay. It's not bad at all. So Jordan Grace has her match. Out comes NXT's Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley is the latest victim of Power Cakes. Juggernaut Driver. Tatum Paxley is going back to NXT. no championship. Jordan Grace, another hard-fought victory. And of course, Ash by Elegance decides to interject herself after the match and hit Grace with Bejeweled Knuckles. Does nothing.
What's Cole Johnson gonna eat him?
Right. All right, then we had world champion Moose and the System against Matt Hardy in a broken rules match, which to me just means everything's able to be done. At different points in the match, of course, Matt Hardy's wife, the former Reby Scott, now going by Rebecca Hardy, comes out to help him to kind of neutralize the odds of Alicia Edwards. Of course, the Nemeth guys come out to help. Moose ends up winning with the spear after he puts Rebecca in harm's way. Hardy didn't accidentally speared his wife through a table, and then Hardy got speared and then pinned. But that is not the end of things. After the match, the System beat downs like they always do. Joe Hendry ends up out. Nemeth guys out there, they all get beat down. And then we get Brother Nero himself, Jeff Hardy, return. And then, as always, when a named wrestler returns, re-debuts, whatever you want to call it with TNA, they're overpowered for the first night. So we know Jeff Hardy can only do about 3 moves at this point in his career, but he wins with those 3 moves. So Jeff Hardy's back. Well, not wins, but he clears the ring with those 3 moves. Jeff Hardy's back. Happy that he's getting an opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and hop into this first break here, guys. Once we return from break number 1, we'll get into AEW. And if we have any remaining thoughts on TNA in the chat, we'll definitely get to those. So, good people, it is time for break number 1.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your Commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered a winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sotoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, good people. So we're through with break one. A couple of comments. Then we're going to slide it into AEW. So Damien says, and shout out to Damien. Damien is a consistent and loyal listener to the program, as well as someone that is not scared to hop in the comment and give us his thoughts. So Damien says, I miss Rich Swann in WWE. Hopefully he comes back for one more run. He's not even having a good run in TNA, but you know, stranger things have happened. Playmaker to pop the head out from behind the mic with that comment. Damien says, good to see Jeff Hardy is back in TNA. Now, if only he can stay clean and not screw it up like he always do.
Blasphemous.
Said a lot right there, sir. And none of it was wrong. Then he also says, my question is, how are the Hardys working for TNA and neither of them are signed? That is a great question. The Hardys have been there multiple times. So, I mean, they're comfortable with everybody. They know everybody. So you can do like a per episode deal. Cody did it with AEW before his new contract got done. So you can have like a handshake deal where we're going to pay you this much per appearance. And essentially that's what they're doing. I guess my question is, at this point in their careers, do you really want to sign the Hardys to a long-term deal, or wouldn't you be better off just saying, you know, when y'all are able to appear, we'll just, you know, throw your cash per episode and we'll holler. I guess it just depends on who's running the company. If it was AEW, you definitely put them under contract because, you know, when you just throw the snow up and then you make moves that some people question, but TNA might be looking at it to see it.
Refresh.
What do you say, Playmaker?
You said throw the powder in. I was like, powder refresh.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm taking shots at Tony Khan.
Hey, it's that time. So, to the Powder Booker or AEW, time to talk about what they had going on this past week.
And according to my co-host, nothing.
Go ahead.
I was saying, according to my co-host, they had nothing going on.
Not really much of interest. One thing that Playmaker might be interested in, and those who are fellow Mercedes Monet Marks. I like that, Monet Marks. She defended her title successfully against the partner of the lady that she'll be facing at Forbidden Door.
Repeat that. Okay, repeat that.
So Mercedes Monet defended her TBS championship against the partner of her opponent at Forbidden Door. And she had a successful title defense. So she did win. That's the good thing.
Yay.
I got to be honest, for what you got from Dynamite this past week, it was actually one of the better matches. They did have another match with a belt that they decided that they want to place as like Intercontinental Championship level on AEW from reports I've seen, and that was the international title. Will Ospreay defeated Ray Phoenix in the main event, and I want to tell you, this was the match of the night on Dynamite, and I'm not saying that to glorify the match. It was a solid match. I'm just saying that's how bad the other matches were. A couple of squash matches, a couple of matches that really didn't matter. And that's what it was.
All right.
Now,
To the end.
important thing that happened on AEW television was
The only thing that happened on AEW television.
Well, there was a couple of interesting things actually. Collision had one really interesting segment with Christian Cage we're gonna talk about in a minute. Because Christian Cage may be senile from too many headshots right now. Like he's wild on a whole different level. But I'm gonna get to that. But before we get to that, it's official. Roosh and MJF will fight Dynamite this coming week on Wednesday. Swerve came out on his promo, got interrupted by the Elite. They want to set up a match for Blood and Guts. Cool. Swerve's always down for a match. Four of them, one of him. But then he got some help from the Timber Boys themselves, the Acclaimed. So we're setting up probably to have some type of match between the Acclaimed and Swerve against the Elite. It'd be a good 4-on-4 match because you also have Daddy Yas. So good segment. I think they did a great job of just talking about it, making it fun, making it something that people can kind of dig into a little bit, but it hasn't been as good as past segments. And to be honest, I think that's because you included the Elite are not very good on the mic, and then Okada is not very good at English still. Like he's not terrible, but he's still working on it. And Jack Perry is a charisma vacuum. So when you're working with that, it makes things a little bit more difficult. But Planker, I know that you had some thoughts on that particular segment, sir.
No, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
This is what happened at the end of Dynamite. I was talking about.
Okay, so take it away, sir.
Because I do believe your boy Sir Strickland had somebody touch his title, which is not correct. It's not how you used to do things. But I must say that the bruh did look good with 2 titles on the shoulder. I do gotta admit that, bro.
He did.
And the crazy thing was, I was waiting for a fight to break out. It did.
So the one thing that I'll give them credit for in that whole episode, the one thing is they had sense enough to not do a face versus face brawl. And that's what that would have been. Because Swerve is a face, Ospreay is a face, even though he's in a group with a bunch of in the Callis family. He's technically there, but he's a face. He's clearly a face. So they building. We know the match is going to happen. We're building towards it. You got to do something to build. So I like that versus a physical altercation. And then, of course, we can have some weeks of a little back and forth.
I like how they did it, though. I like how they did it. Is Swerve going up to him. The whole face the ear type thing.
Mm-hmm.
You look at your friends. If it was anybody else. I was like, okay, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, bookends of the show, you're champ. So, not a match, but you have him bookend the show, and that's important because it shows the faith that you have in your champion as he's developing. Like we talked about about a month ago, how they were misusing Swerve, and he wasn't. People were upset because he wasn't part of like the main events or the end of the show.
The man won the title, and his very next appearance, he had to defend the title. He didn't even get champion. He didn't even get to speak.
We got to remember they do with all the faces are fighting champions. All the heels fight every month or so when they have to, and all the faces want to fight every week.
No, I get. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying his very first thing as champion was to fight. Get him in the mic first.
You had to do something different. You had to do something different with Swerve. I don't have a problem with you had to do something different. If he went out there and lost the first, that would have been a problem.
Then we had to wait to, I guess, what, Collision for him to speak?
Yeah.
A whole week. A whole week.
Well, I mean, it's a week, bro. Like, I understand y'all. Like, I understand. Like, we so WWE. Like, oh, you win a championship on Saturday, on Monday or Thursday or Friday, depending on what show you're on. You're out there in front of the crowd and you're giving a full speech. I get that.
No, you gotta give a full speech. And plus, you was in your birthplace to begin with. That made it even more crazy.
They were there both nights. They were there for Collision too.
I know.
Yeah, so still.
But we talked about this though. Like, how many people wait to watch Collision? Like, people like, okay, this our pay-per-view was good. I can't wait to see Dynamite to see what's gonna happen.
Well, not necessarily. What you have to do with AEW, all the fans I know that really watch AEW, we all agree on this. You got to look at the card and see what's happening, right? Because, like I said, this AEW Dynamite, the start, a couple of matches were good. Other than that, you didn't really get a lot out of it. Like, you honestly, it moved along with a few things, a few segments and stuff, but there's really not anything where we're gonna sit and talk about. It's just like whatever. Then, two things on Collision that are worth talking about. Okay, two things. Jack Perry did qualify for the TNT Championship ladder match. And Dante Martin qualified in the main event on Collision. So the main event on Collision was Dante Martin and one of the guys from Shane Taylor Promotions in a match.
Yeah.
We got to be better, AEW. I know other stuff's happening, but we got to be better. Like, seriously, we got to be better.
And we're right back to where we started. You took 2 steps forward with double or nothing, and you gave it right back.
They tried to do the formula of starting out with Swerve, but it was so many things that happened. They just have to do a better job of having stars, cementing them, and having them constantly appear. They sometimes fall into this person hasn't been on TV a while, so let's put them on TV. You know, that's all well and good if the person has done anything to deserve to be on TV.
And by the way, I thought we was gonna get somewhere with this Elite versus AEW thing. Are we just gonna keep going saying the Elite gonna do one thing and Tony Khan's gonna send Christopher Daniels out there to reverse it? This is what we're gonna keep doing, like.
Possibly. I think the big thing about it though is the one-upsmanship. So you can tick the Elite off to the point where they're going to want to have a match. All I'm saying is have a better match. I didn't have a problem with the match, but you should have did all this before the match and then had a better match. Like the team that you picked for Team AEW, honestly, I would have scratched the whole team and started over. I was trying to be
went my route.
But
we saying, and Tony Khan come out and say, that was not my team.
That's what we need.
Come on and say, that was not my team. I did not handpick that team.
Or just have Christopher Daniels start bringing out people one by one with the Elite. Because the way it looks right now is the team is going to be Swerve and the Acclaim with Billy Gunn. That's what it looks like it's going to be the team, at least now. But that could just be, smoke and mirrors. I'm fine whichever way they go, but just have a story leading up to it. And it looks like they're going to have the Elite, doing things on camera for a while longer. So I'm fine with taking a little time and actually building it up and not just having a stupid match for no reason. That was not anything impressive whatsoever. The BCC, all 4 members were in a match to start the show off. Wasn't a bad match. It would have been a better main event just because you had 4 names on the BCC. and that would have been cool. All right, and the only other important thing in AEW, in my opinion, this week, if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. Christian Cage is wild. He comes out, and this is in no order, talking about he's Tony Khan's daddy now. The patriarchy is running AEW, and AEW is his company. He's going to be world champion. He's going to start off with the Trios Championships. He had Nick Young brought him a card he loved. Kill Switch. I almost said Luchasaurus. Kill Switch had a painting made for Christian. Christian berated him for the painting, and then said that Nick Wayne's gift was much better. Then announces that they're going to be in a three-man match for the AEW Trios Champions. I don't know if it's going to be hopefully it's for all six of them, and they just finally just combine them into one set of belts. But they're going to have a match, at least for the AEW half. That's all we know so far. They don't make things completely clear at first, but their match is coming. But Christian's been going on a little bit of a rampage lately. No pun intended. But it's been entertaining, actually. More entertaining than a lot of the things that are happening on AEW. Teamed up with the Elite for a while. But we knew that wasn't a long-term thing. So he's kind of trying to press his imprint upon AEW. And as probably the biggest true heel they have, it kind of makes sense, right? Because if you look at the Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold, they're heels, but they're not like high-level heels. Like some people like them, think they're cool. Some people hate them. Some people just
when they came in, they hyped them up like the biggest thing to ever walk through AEW.
You know they do that. And then House of Black, they did their thing. They're gonna get a match as well. So some other things happen, but House of Black seems to be on the way out. So I don't think they're gonna win anything on the way out. Tony Khan can't be sniffing that much power, but he has to at least have a tolerance at this point. So yeah, I mean, AEW, it has some good points, and just not as much as they should have. They just need, I think, one or two more really solid writers. So we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so a couple of comments here in the chat, guys. I just kind of wanted to get through the AEW stuff and then go hit the chat. He says, Damien says Monet actually fought. Hell has finally frozen over.
I love you, Mercedes. But
that's one of those landmarks right there.
I'm just not feeling AEW. It's a disconnect between me and AEW.
Yolanda says, hey. Yolanda also says what she missed. Oh, we just went over TNA, Yolanda, and then you hopped in. We were going over AEW. Yolanda says, I fast forward a lot of AEW. I think a lot of people have gotten to that point. They're doing a little more storylines than they were, because at one point there was no storylines. It was just go out there and wrestle, and then
put on bangers after bangers after bangers.
They weren't really bangers, but I mean, we could apply that as long as we know that they technically weren't bangers. But he could have been.
They give you a sugar rush, and that's it. You crash because they ain't do nothing else.
Right, I definitely agree with that. I'm just messing with you. They really are bangers after bangers after bangers. Just don't want to get AEW in trouble with all the other guys any more than they already are.
Oh, yeah, that is not applied to only one company, okay?
This is very true, sir. This is very true. So, good people, we have concluded our AEW talk. We are going to take a commercial break. Hop back.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the Castle at the Clash. Oh, that's it. Damn, I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's all good. WWE time. Let's go.
Whether it's the men's, whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Ancient Reef was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson-Brown stood at 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Welcome back to Monarchs of Botchness.
This guy. This guy.
Hey, I botched the PLE. You botched the commercial, so
I ain't botched. It was a little difference, but something different with that. But it's all good. Little button stuckiness.
We just botching over here. Before we get to the botch at the castle, I do believe Damien got a question for you, sir.
Well, he had a comment too. He said the only thing banging is TK nose.
I was trying to avoid that.
Hey, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. We ain't got a lot to kick it. Damien says, speaking of crackheads, Andrew, any thoughts on Shane McMahon possibly going to AEW?
He did that. He put Andrews on, bro. He's the box. David trying to join us in the box. Shane McMahon to AEW, boy, that would be something. That would be something to behold, right there.
I ain't messing with it till I see it. If it happens, we'll give it a segment, a mini segment. But till then, carry on.
Before I get to botch at the castle, my bad, clash at the castle. There's something I need to talk about that happened on SmackDown that had nothing to do with going to Glasgow, Scotland. But it is setting up. I want to say SummerSlam, but we still got Monday Night coming up. So, question for you, co-host. Let's say you had the house of your dreams, right? Everything you wanted, the pools and all that good stuff, right? And the person who's been calling you out for about a month now is chilling in your pool, how would you feel?
I mean, I'd probably laugh. Just because that's who I am. I would probably laugh at it. But most people, I would say, would be very ticked off. They would do more than a little yelling and saying "get out." They would probably engage in some fisticuffs of some sort.
Those of you who don't know, LA Knight was chilling in Logan Paul's pool on Friday.
They're talking about your friend from LA is here.
LA. Then when he said LA, he looked. How did he get that? First of all, your security team sucks. I don't even know how he get it.
We kayfabe firing him.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, no fisticuffs came about.
Very shocking.
It was a simple, get out of my pool, get out of my house. All right, I'm leaving. Oh, yeah. But I'll bring a show to you. I see you in Chicago, by the way. Oh, yeah. Bring that U.S. title with you, by the way. We have LA Knight invading people's privacy. This is great.
Second time. He's a habitual line stepper.
And yet it's working. It's working. How did you feel? That joke was funny. This man chilling in his pool. That's chilling. Oh, that's great. You don't have a problem with it? Any thoughts?
Nope. I think you said them all, sir.
I enjoyed that one. That was fun. I had to go back and watch that clip. I'm like, really? Now, what he did with AJ Styles, they come to fisticuffs, and plus the both of them got arrested. Until cops realized that is AJ Styles' residency, so yeah, let him go. But yes, LA Knight, the gift that keeps on giving. That was great. Now, let's get to the clash at the castle. Glasgow, Scotland, ladies and gentlemen. You only had 5 matches, if I remember correctly. There weren't that many matches to go about. And then we open it up with the WWE Championship I Quit match between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. A lot of things took place in this match. Even Cody's mom got involved in this match. Bad idea by AJ Styles, by the way. That's a terrible idea. Never mess with the mom. You never mess with the mom, okay? I don't know, a lot of y'all think like AJ Styles, but AJ, you should be smarter than that. You never mess with the mom. Never.
Well, The Rock didn't know that either. Mama Rose.
Well, The Rock didn't go as far with what AJ did, but
I don't know, man. Telling somebody's mom you present them with a belt with your son's blood all over this, and then we're gonna have your tears on this. Pretty far to me.
Ain't that part, but AJ did a clash, like this is the reason why she did what she did to you, AJ. Just saying. And then you found
what he did, sir.
And then your butt get handcuffed, which is smart on AJ's part. See, people are mad because AJ said I quit without getting hit by the steps. Why would I want to get hit by some steps when I'm already I have nowhere to go? I'm literally stuck. Either me get destroyed by some steel stuff or go ahead and end this match now. I have no problem with AJ Styles saying I quit before he got hit. What about you?
The same thing Christian did when Edge pulled out that pole with all them all those nails and everything in it. He was like, I quit.
Because he was like, oh, he didn't even get hit by the steps. I ain't trying to get hit by the steps. There's some sick people in this world. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Damien has a comment, sir.
The first
So Cody goes to the ring and it says talent name. Like when you're doing a creative wrestler.
I know.
for your WWE champion. Not even the challenger, for the actual face of SmackDown, at least. Most people say the company.
I say the face of
That's,
WWE.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying at least the face of SmackDown. One of the faces of WWE. Some people might argue, Damian Priest, Raw champion, because Raw's 3 hours, But
people understand. That's why we called it. That's why Damien first talked on this one called it botch at the castle.
that's one of the many botches. Damien also said what's more funny about the Logan Paul segment was he lost to a 14-year-old at Tetris. I do agree that was funny. And then Yolanda agrees with Damien. She says that Damien, I saw that too. Laugh out loud.
Botch won. And come to find out, just to let y'all know about the other botches that took place. The ref told AJ Styles about the ropes, so that's probably the reason why AJ didn't do a lot of his usual stuff, because he already had a heads up. Like, the ropes ain't what they normally are.
Right.
So keep that in mind when y'all sit here going after people, all right? Now,
especially one person.
Whew. Okay. Matter of fact, that was the next match on the card too.
Yes, it was.
All right, to do this in a proper manner, I'm gonna have my co-host announce this next match to do it the proper way.
So we had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus the tag team of why their names just leave my mind just like that.
Shayna
Baszler and the other girl always
Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. And the reason I left my mind for a moment, I got excited because they were both facing your reigning and defending women tag team champions, Caramel Cakes and Thunder Cakes, the Cake Twins. And I want to say, I'm trying to talk about Cakes less, but the sumptuous outfit that Jade Cargill wore and the way that her cakes were being displayed, I can't even go on. The match itself was interesting. There were some botches in the match. The big one for me was, I think, when she had Jade, I think Jade had hit her too stiff. Because Shayna Baszler is a stiff striker herself. Shayna Baszler's never been hailed as a technical wrestler. So I think she gave Jade a lick. Jade gave her a stiff lick back. Then she grabbed her and put in that Karafuda clutch. I don't think she was tapping out. I think Jade was saying, hey, let go son. I can barely breathe. You're tripping. I get it. And people want to try to make that into like a botch and try to do all these things with it. But
the main botch people are talking about is Jade. I have never seen Jade do this before, but she jumped on the top rope after getting that hot tag and didn't come off correctly. Part of the reason why AJ Styles earlier tonight didn't do what he normally does, because he already had a heads up. Right. Yeah, the ropes ain't what you need them to be right now.
Yeah, I think I think in different groups they've both been shown a lot, but I've seen a lot of people in the groups I'm in talking about her tapping out and why she's tapping out when she shouldn't be tapping out. But I'm sure there's a lot of other groups talking about their botch.
Dude, if you actually watch, she was actually going to sleep for real.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it up there. I'm not saying another word. Hey, you might as well go ahead and put it up there.
Damien says Jay's botch was so good I had to watch her botch in slow-mo about 3 times with 2 heart eyes emojis.
I'm pretty sure I know which one he watched multiple times, because it'd be the same one my co-host would have watched multiple times. Because of that damn camera angle.
WWE.
So, and then, but all right, now all of a sudden we had all the botches going on in this match, and surprisingly, Alba Fire and Aladon, in front of the home country of Scotland, became the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, before my co-host get into how he felt about the sudden change of titles, first off, thoughts and prayers go to our fire because just the week before, and my co-host can attest to this, her mother passed the week before.
Yeah. I will be honest with you. I didn't think that Jade and Bianca would lose for a long time, but I do think Bianca is actually injured, and I think getting the belts off them gives her an opportunity to be out them to be off TV for a month or so, let her heal up. I don't think it's anything majorly serious, but like something where she probably need a little bit of a break. And they're trying to feature the women's division. Um, you could automatically put the belts back on them. In my scenario, once Bianca's knee is all the way good because they didn't get pinned. You know, they put the Shayna in a situation where she was pinnable, and then Isla Dawn and Alba Fire took advantage of that and got the win.
I will say this, but for all y'all who come on at Jay, y'all ain't give her credit. She took a hell of a journey.
Which was botched. It wasn't done correctly. There was a lot of things that were incorrect. I think the ropes had a part to do with it, and then timing, different things. Things happen. Botches happen in every match almost. We just
Oh,
don't know.
we're not even done yet when it
Yeah,
comes
just
to that.
but yeah, there's a lot of botches. So a lot of people going after Jade, but that wasn't the only botch or misdone thing before.
That way, the most serious botch.
But also, I want to say this real quick: the geniusness in which the WWE played everybody, because they said we were going to have hometown girls win the tag team championships. So I was watching a watch along. I'm in wrestling groups on Facebook. A lot of people that may not be in wrestling groups are posting a page about wrestling. As soon as that happened, the first thing that they did, the very first thing, maybe Drew's gonna win now. Got all y'all, played y'all. I told y'all what would happen.
We
I
didn't
didn't
get
listen.
that for you.
We played you. But no, I'm saying it's correct. It's directly linked to this match because the hometown girls won the tag team championships and it made everybody switch up. So great job, WWE, for tricking all these marks.
Go to the comment before I go to the next match.
So Yolanda says the cameraman knew what he was doing. Yes, he did. Damien says, I knew WWE was going to have Alba and Isla win because of her mom passing and because it was in Scotland. If Piper and Drew wasn't going to win at home, they had to do something, and I had no problem with it. I actually agree with that 100%. And Yolanda says Bianca pregnant, I think.
I'm more leaning to that way because she didn't take a lot of bumps in that match, really.
She didn't. She hasn't, even before, she hadn't been taking a lot of bumps since what Montez said.
So I'm leaning that way. It's a lean, okay. Don't sit here and say, "Oh, playmaker." I'm leaning that way. Okay, so
I'm waiting to see. I wouldn't be surprised again if that was the outcome. I've said it about several things in the last couple of weeks, and I was right about the last one. That being Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
I talked about that earlier.
But I digress.
Intercontinental Championship match. Chad Gable gets one final opportunity to take down Sami Zayn. And pretty much as expected, miscommunication between After Academy because Chad Gable still wants to chew out a hobbled, distraught, helpless Maxine Dupree. And Otis about to have enough of this. Otis didn't throw no hands. So Chad got to go back and beat up on Sammy out on the outside. And then Sammy threw Chad Gable into the injured leg of Maxine Dupree. And right then, speaking of how WWE gets you, right? People just knew at that moment in time, oh, this is finna beat up on Chad Gable now. Oh, he don't took out Maxine. Oh, he's finna get it. Nah, still did that. Go through all this for Sammy to still win, and Chad Gable has no more opportunities to become Intercontinental Champion.
That's interesting enough for me to. Rivalry's gone on too long. He ain't gonna win.
No more chances.
Thank goodness.
You can't even play. You can't even listen to Biggie Smalls. You have no chances.
He ain't got that good love.
Mm-mm-mm. And then we had round 2 or 3 for the home crowd as Piper Niven went up against Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, Piper has been beating up on the champion for almost a month. It finally came to a head. And I'm going to be quite frank with you, co-host. Your girl took a whipping. But she still came out, but she did take a whipping. All right. Piper was beating up on Bayley.
She definitely whooped that trip, but she lost the match. She won the battle, but lost the war in a way. And that was great storytelling because she's in home. So you know she wasn't going to win the match. So the only thing you could do was have her be the dominant person, which they did do. So I think that was a very intelligent move for them, very wise. Not to play on words, but very wise thing to do. And I thought it was the best move for what they were given and what they had to work with by having that match happen. And we already know that it wasn't going to be the two meaty women at the pay-per-view for the championship. Well, the next premium live event for championship. You feel me? So we already knew kind of how this was going to go. Like we knew what the match was going to be. We knew what it was going to be.
All right, so you know what I'm going to do? Comments.
All right, so Damien says, was it a pity win? Sure. But so was Cody and Liv Morgan, but nobody had a problem with them. So what's the difference now? Okay. Hey, feel like one about the Cody win, the Liv Morgan win. I have my own thoughts on that, but we ain't gonna dive into that. We said some more stuff to talk about. Yolanda says, watching their reality TV show, Montez been trying to get her pregnant. And then Damien says, Montez gonna need Mari because ain't no way 10 seconds gonna make a baby. It's not true, Damien. We need 5 seconds to make a baby. Get where you're going with it, but we don't need long.
You got any more commercials? Because the main event needs his own stage. So much happened in the main event.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and drop the last commercials and then come back, main event, and then some other WWE talk. So if y'all need to go to the bathroom, get your drink, refill your snacks, this is your time. Let's go.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Get in the game at BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook. Over 50 sports, live betting, online casino, horse racing, esports, and more. Start now and enjoy easy deposits, fastest payouts, and the biggest bonuses. And for over 25 years, BetUS is a name you can trust. Mention TV 150 now and get up to 150% in bonuses. BetUS, we've got your game. Call or visit BetUS.com now to join.
All right, so just to add on to our BetUS, if you go to the link, in case you're not seeing this on YouTube, http://bit.ly/Shady Sports Network -BetUS. You can still use your TV 150 code, but if you do go through that link to get to your BetUS, use it, sign up, whatever you're going to do with it, that will help your boys over here. And we could definitely use that. So please, let's get that assistance. And also, real quick, shout out to 502 Angel Radio for having us on, allowing us another platform to get our message out to the people. And again, if you're watching anywhere besides YouTube at Real Play Callers, go ahead and hop on there. Make sure you hit that sub, that like, that share from there as well. Also, if you're not watching on Shady Sports, make sure you same thing on YouTube at Shady Sports Network. And don't forget, shout out to everybody, Real Wise Radio, listening, enjoying it. You want to interact with us live or drop some comments later, or just tell some of your friends about it to watch it later. At Real Play Caller, that's the place.
Before I get to the main event, speaking of US, shout out to real quickly Bison DeChambeau, US Open champion. Great tournament. I had to get that in there real quick. Main event: Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre World Heavyweight Championship. So let's go ahead and get the main part out the way. Hopefully tonight we'll find out how severe or non-severe the leg of Damian Priest is, because out of all the botches, he had the most serious one. And listen to Corey Graves and Wade Barrett and Michael Cole on commentary. They was in fear for Damian Priest. Legit fear. Because them ropes are not soft, okay? Them ropes are very hard.
Yeah, and they were not, they weren't good all night anyway, so. Yeah. We'll find out tonight, though.
We'll find out tonight.
I think he's okay.
Okay. So let's get that out.
Not as bad as it could be, maybe.
Because he was stuck for a minute too. And for a second, Drew almost lost what he was going to do. That's how you know how serious it was. But shout out to Damian Priest, he kept going.
He finished the match. He was not playing no games.
And shout out for Drew for showing concern initially, and it's like, okay, no, show still got to keep going, for keeping the show going.
Yep.
Now we got that out the way. We said somebody was going to show up over there. I'm saying we, because both of us knew what was going to happen. The question was, how was they going to present it? And my answer to the question, I think you already saw my answer, sir, in the chat. But genius. Absolute genius. And shout out to the cameraman. All right. Perfecto. Like perfecto. All right. I don't know how many people, I don't know how many people knew right away, but the original ref takes the bump. Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore. We do a normal count to like the 100, waiting for a new ref to come in, right? The new ref's coming. We won't even see the ref running. We don't even know which ref it is. We don't even know who it is. Size in the ring. I knew right away who it was. I knew right away who it was. I don't know about everybody else because that camera shot was like you only saw the back. You ain't see no front, no side. You see the back. I knew who it was right away. I said that's CM Punk, ain't it? 1, 2. Everybody was like, that's CM Punk. CM Punk, yeah. 2. Shut up. Damian Priest did not even kick out to be honest. If you didn't see it, Damian Priest didn't kick out. CM Punk, 2. And the look on Drew McIntyre's face. You gotta give Drew credit on this one. That man knows how to act. Because he didn't right away go after CM Punk. He gave him the angry look like, you SOB. How dare you do this to me at this moment in time? And it built. It built till he finally like grabbed him. Here's my problem, okay? Right? I get the fact that CM Punk shouldn't have been involved, right? Okay? But if somebody put their hands on you, don't you have the right to defend yourself? Like, Punk didn't touch him.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with CM Punk getting involved because you keep
No, I'm
name
not.
in your mouth.
No. What I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just giving my overall thought.
Okay.
You keep his name in your mouth. The whole time the man was out hurt and couldn't do nothing and everything. You just wearing shirts, talking about you just wish he had an ending, like all this reckless talk, online, everything. The man comes back. You running around the arena, y'all talking trash to each other. You know he was gonna get involved somehow. Come on, Drew. You knew that. You knew it. Every time you have a championship match or a chance at a championship match, he screws you. So you knew it. As far as hitting him, hey, he ain't had no brace on his arm. I fully expected on Raw tonight to find out that CM Punk is good to go. And then they're going to have a match. Money in the bank.
Word is Punk's not going to be there.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying I fully expected
No,
that.
I'm not saying because I was listening to Busted Open before I hopped on, and SmackDown is in a certain city on Friday.
Yeah, but
so that's been promoted.
But that's the problem with having a brand separation. If you're going to do everything on, if you, because here's the thing, this is not new to schedule what cities you're going to. So if you knew you were going to be in Chicago for SmackDown and not Raw, then CM Punk should have been drafted to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre could have went to SmackDown. It's whatever. I'm just saying, I don't like the, CM Punk coming back in Chicago because he's a Chicagoan, but it's not his show. You want us to believe that there's this big brand separation until you don't want it. That's my only complaint with the new regime of WWE.
If it
fits what they want to do, they'll destroy kayfabe. But when it fits what they want to do, they want us to believe in kayfabe.
It's a special appearance.
And
can't have special appearances.
No. There's no storyline for CM Punk to be on SmackDown except for it's in Chicago. But when you drafted him to Raw, you knew the SmackDown was going to be in Chicago at this time.
They're probably going to set up Drew McIntyre sneaking his way to SmackDown. Just throwing that.
Whatever they set up, that's even more stupid. But carry on.
So Drew McIntyre grabs CM Punk. CM Punk low blows him, and to me, it's all within CM Punk, right? You shouldn't be touching me. Why is you touching me? I didn't touch you. So those of you who mad about CM Punk low blowing Drew McIntyre and trying to make that the quintessential screw job of Drew McIntyre, no. The fact that CM Punk was actually a pretender to be a wrestler, that's just the screw job. But once you touch me, anything goes. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you touch me, anything goes.
I agree with that, but my thing is with Drew and CM Punk, with CM Punk, it should be on site anyway.
You should be on site anyway. Come on for CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk should be ready to hit Drew McIntyre every time he see him for the next year. So
And so South of Heaven choke slam 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest leads out with the World Heavyweight Championship still.
Limps out with the World Heavyweight Championship.
Limps out, yeah, you can say that too. But like go ahead and put Damian's second covered up there first. I love that one. Since we're paying homage to people. I'm just loving that. Now we know. And which me and my co-host, we said, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, SummerSlam, without the title on the line. Because we don't need a title for this feud. This feud is like, this feud doesn't need a title. And the thing, the funny thing is, this feud started, this feud literally started back at Survivor Series. Because Punk came back.
Yep. At the time, he was beefing with like 7 people, but then him and Drew, after the injury, became Drew and him mainly. So
depending on which way you want to go, you can start from the beginning of the year in January. We are already 6 months in. This rivalry is still going on. And it has not been disappointing in the 6 months.
It hasn't. And one dude wasn't even there for most of it. It still hasn't been disappointing.
So I'm looking forward to it. But overall, I enjoyed Clash at the Castle, even though we had a lot of botches. Things happen. All right, things happen. It is what it is. I don't know about you, sir. How you felt about Scotland? And by the way, shout out to the Scotland crowd.
Crowd made the show as always.
Got to get the Scottish their props. But how you feel about the Premium Live event?
I was fine with it, man. A lot of the things were expected. We had the one shock, but the shock that made sense. Someone from Scotland needed to win some championships, or they was going to riot. They made the right choice out of the 3, and Bianca may have needed to take a break anyway. So I think it made sense what they did, how they did it.
Might be an opportunity to give Jade a break too, and see where she's at, taking everything in, because this is a different level for her.
Yeah, I was actually going to hop onto that in a second. I was going to say the other good part is Jade's been on the main roster. She's had some matches, so now she's opportunity to kind of go back to the performance center for a couple of weeks, 1 or 2, maybe longer, and work on the craft a little bit more. And then depending on what is going on with Bianca, because I did notice the knee injury before, and you could still see her look like she's favoring it some. She could possibly be pregnant or find a way to write her out for that. I don't know. That's what's being said, but a lot of stuff is said is not really true. And sometimes stuff gets misconstrued based on what somebody said, like what Montez Ford said. If she is pregnant, I won't be surprised. But I won't be surprised if she isn't either. And he was, referring to something else. So we'll just see. But yeah. Overall.
Oh yeah. They put it. I'm glad they didn't brought that up. They put a noise meter into the show.
They did. They did. They usually use that when they're overseas, because that's when you get the most. I mean, the crowds are live like WrestleMania and stuff like that, but that's because there's a lot of a foreign crowd then too, because you have people all over the world come to WrestleMania. But there are times when you definitely should use the noise meter for sure.
So, I feel good, and Triple H did say that the whole thing with Albert Fire's mother did not factor in on them winning the tag team titles.
That's what he said, but they don't make it true.
Yeah, but everything that you said probably factored in.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it probably didn't hurt that her mom passed away as well. You know what I'm saying? And so it could have been a little bit of that, but mostly this other stuff that they already had made a plan. A couple of comments here, and then we'll just get some quick. If you have any other quick thoughts on anything that happened, I know you probably want to say something about the Father's Day. As a matter of fact, we'll do that first. Father's Day. Your girl, Liv Morgan, sends Dom a happy Father's Day, Daddy message, and gets a response.
No comment.
Okay. All right.
I'm not a fan of Liv now. I'm not.
Never was. So Uncle Howdy's gonna be showing up tonight. What do you think he's gonna do?
When we saying shown, okay, what do we mean by shown? Because a lot of people are giddy for this, but I'm sitting here like, you do realize it could be a pre-recorded video that they did, right? Just
I think we'll get kind of like we did with the Wyatt 6 when they were doing that.
we could be
We'll get
getting
the Uncle
into
Howdy walkout. Huh?
I don't think he's at Raw tonight.
I think he could be at Raw night, or someone else that can wear the outfit would be at Raw. I think we can get that.
But I will be listening to if they speak, and we listen to what they are saying and see if I can get an intel who they targeting. Because somebody was not at Clash at the Castle, but is a major star on Monday Night Raw. Just throwing that out there.
We do have a couple of triple threat Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Which one of them should feature that star I just mentioned?
Well, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is Jey Uso, Finn Balor, and Rey Mysterio.
Yeet!
If Yeet don't win, just don't even push it no more. Just put him back in the tag team and just let it go. Then women have a qualifying match. It's Io Sky, Zelina Vega, and Kiana James. So we have a men's and a women.
Ooh, that's
who you got in that women's one?
That's a tricky one right there.
I want to go Zelina for some reason.
I want to go Io. But what Io has done over the couple of weeks with a certain superstar, that superstar might be wanting some payback.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking.
But if we're going to do Money in the Bank, I'm going to need the genius of the Sky in it.
Well, there'll be a last chance of sorts.
Yeah, I'm just saying. As long as we can't call her Genius of the Sky and not put her in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So she can do.
But Zelina Vega is also a great athlete for a Money in the Bank.
She is, but I'm going Kiana James.
All right, I'm going with, of course, Zelina. You're going with Io.
No, I want to pick Io, but I'm feeling somebody that's going to, put a hope to that. So I'm going Kiana James.
Oh, you're going Kiana James. Okay.
I'm going Kiana James. I'm going with the NXT startup.
This ain't NXT no more, sir. She already got one push. All right, so we're coming up on the time, y'all. So I'm gonna hit these comments up real quick. After the comments, last words, and then we're gonna hit Raw. All right, so start with Damien here. Damien says there are reports that Priest is 100% good. It was just a scare. Damien also says the main event was great, other than the botch. My only problem is YT's Broken Dreams at the press conference if you're not going to play it. Broken Dreams.
I'm glad you said that because that made me mad. I'm like, he sat here and used the line and he didn't play it at Scotland. Very disappointing.
That should always be played. I mean, honestly, he should just go back to that, personally speaking. Yolanda says Brandon knew, but I didn't. Yolanda also said
CM Punk, the CM Punk.
Yeah, that was good though. Damien says Wade Barrett's reaction was funny.
Oh my gosh, Ray! even in the post show, he was still angry as hell. CM Punk should be fired.
He was very displeased. And then in the words of Vince, Drew screwed Drew.
Vince
like that,
didn't screw Drew. Punk didn't screw Drew. Drew screwed Drew.
Yep. Then Damien says, I think Punk shows up at SmackDown and gets attacked by Wyatt Six because they aren't signed with a brand.
That would be stupid.
I mean, it's got to be some reason for him to be there, unless he's going to be the unofficial host of SmackDown. Which they could do something like that. That might be the only thing that makes any sense. Damien said, I see this feud happening at Bad Blood now that it's coming back. Maybe, good. It's Bad Blood.
They did say, they did mention an old pay-per-view was coming back. So.
Yep.
But I'm taking SummerSlam.
Noise meter was a good move. I hope they use it more. But yeah, it depends on if Punk's completely cleared yet or not, because he may not be 100% clear, because he just got the brace off probably around WrestleMania. So depending on how long it takes him to get the arm back straight, he might not be cleared yet. He needs an extra few weeks because brittle field is brittle. Damien also wants to let you know, Playmaker, sorry to break your hopes, but if you paid attention to the QR codes, the hints are that they're going to get to attack Chad Gable.
Why did they attack Chad Gable?
That's what Damien said. I'm telling you what Damien said.
Like, if they attack
Chad Gable,
if they attack Chad Gable, that kills everything that we waiting for Alpha Academy to finally explode.
Yeah, attacking Chad Gable does nothing right now. Now, maybe Sami Zayn, but not Chad Gable.
Like, we're waiting for Otis to, like, take Chad Gable's head off at any moment.
Yeah. Maybe he's going to join the YS6. I'm kidding. All right, good people. So, we are at that witching hour, so to speak. So, I'm going to say my little quick piece. Make sure you tell 4 your friends, 4 your enemies. Check out the Monarchs. Just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And I always like to end simply with this. It's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Playmaker, do you have any last words?
We made it through the bot show.
We did. Let's get it.
Now it's time for Money in the Bank.
Absolutely. That, we out. Catch us next week. Go watch Raw. Tell your friends, come check us out throughout the week. They couldn't make it tonight. Wow.